Let's uncover the truth behind the fabric we wear. The answer lies deep inside factories, places where fire, steel, and human ingenuity come together. This is where a garment's journey takes one of its most significant steps: spinning and weaving. However, behind every roll of fabric, there are both human stories and environmental costs that many of us are unaware of. Threads of sacrifice, the cost of fashion's endless demand. Have you ever wondered what it takes to transform raw fibers into the fabrics that define fashion? The answer lies deep inside factories, places where fire, steel, and human ingenuity come together. This is where a garment's journey takes one of its most significant steps: spinning and weaving. However, behind every roll of fabric, there are both human stories and environmental costs that many of us are unaware of. Let's uncover the truth behind the fabric we wear. A global network of craftsmanship and technology. Around the world, millions of workers operate advanced machinery to spin fibers into yarn and weave them into fabric. Natural fibers like cotton, wool, and silk require precise handling to maintain strength and quality. Synthetic fibers, such as polyester and nylon, undergo chemical processes to ensure durability and flexibility. This process involves over 1 million textile factories globally. These factories consume massive amounts of water and energy, contributing to 10% of global carbon emissions. 20% of worldwide water pollution, largely from dyeing and finishing processes. The people behind the fabric. 75 million people work in the global textile industry. An estimated 80% of these workers are women, often earning less than a living wage in developing countries. In Bangladesh, women working in garment factories earn less than $100 per month, while working 12 to 16 hours a day. Factories lack proper ventilation, exposing workers to toxic fibers and chemicals. Child labor remains prevalent in some countries, with children forced into repetitive, exhausting tasks instead of attending school. In countries like Pakistan and India, textile workers continue to face hazardous conditions. Factory disasters, such as the Rana Plaza collapse in Bangladesh, 2013, and the Karachi factory fire in Pakistan, 2012, highlight the lack of safety and labor rights in these regions. Leading countries in ethical production. While many countries struggle with poor labor conditions, others have made significant progress. Strong labor laws, transparency, and sustainable practices are reshaping the industry. Germany. Workers earn fair wages, protected by collective bargaining and strict labor laws. Regular factory inspections enforce workplace safety and sustainability. Sweden. Sweden emphasizes worker rights, eco-friendly production, and work-life balance through shorter working hours and health benefits. Portugal. Known for high-quality artisanal textiles, Portugal enforces safety standards while promoting sustainable craftsmanship. Italy. Italy's luxury textile sector combines artisanal expertise with strong labor protections. Workers benefit from paid leave, healthcare, and a safe working environment. Japan. Factories producing traditional textiles, like ramie and silk, are known for sustainability and respect for craft, maintaining better conditions than their low-cost counterparts. The environmental cost of fabric production. The fashion industry doesn't just take a human toll, it also leaves a significant environmental footprint. At every stage of production, from spinning to dyeing, the impact on ecosystems is substantial. Water pollution, toxic dyes, and untreated waste contaminate rivers, accounting for 20% of global clean water pollution. Energy consumption. Textile mills are highly energy intensive. Producing 1 kilogram of polyester requires 125 megajoules of energy, equivalent to keeping a 1,500-watt space heater on for 24 hours. Carbon emissions. With 10% of global emissions linked to textiles, the industry rivals aviation and shipping in its contribution to climate change. However, innovative solutions are emerging. Waterless dyeing technologies reduce pollution. Recycled fibers and AI-driven production improve efficiency. Circular fashion models focus on reducing waste through repair, repurposing, and resale. For this purpose, we just created Nice Knows, a circular fashion-driven community. Join us on Instagram at nice.knows. Recognizing the value of craftsmanship. While machinery plays a crucial role in textile production, it's the people guiding the machines, technicians, operators, and artisans who bring creativity and expertise to life. These unsung heroes work tirelessly, often under challenging conditions, to produce the garments we wear every day. Imagine a world where these workers are celebrated and where sustainable innovation leads the fashion industry forward. By choosing ethically made garments, consumers can help make that vision a reality. How digital product passports will empower consumers. The future of fashion transparency is here. With digital product passports, consumers will soon have access to detailed information about their clothes, where they were made, who made them, the environmental impact of their production. This transparency empowers consumers to make informed choices. Support brands that prioritize ethical labor and sustainability. Avoid garments made in exploitative conditions. Push for greater accountability across the industry. What can you do? Here's how you can be part of the change. Choose brands that uphold fair labor standards and sustainable practices. Repurpose and repair your clothes to reduce waste. Support innovation. From waterless dyeing to digital tracking of supply chains, every choice matters. Together, we can reshape the industry and protect both people and the planet. Conclusion. The journey of a garment is long and complex, marked by both human effort and environmental cost. As digital transparency becomes the norm, consumers have the power to demand fair treatment for workers and sustainable production practices. The question is no longer, what is the price tag? But